Today we're making a cocktail, and I made sure if you're gonna do your garnishes, make sure you do them in the most obnoxious manner anyway. It's just like screaming on YouTube.
What do fathers want for Father's Day? Cool stuff from awesomedrinks.com. Just ask them. Use our coupon code.
Welcome to Common Man Cocktails. I'm your host, Derrick Schommer. Today we're going to be making the Bates Motel. This recipe submitted by Marsha. That was a, since Ian's not here this week.
Throwing a TV reference.
That was a TV reference. You figure out what TV show that was. Alright, and I will know your age based on that. 2 ounces of Red Stag Bourbon. Haven't used this in forever. Can I do that? Is that a thing? Okay. So, it's been a while.
If you're a California and you're blonde.
I thought you had to be young.
And young.
Red Stag.
And girl.
Black cherry flavor. So, we got 2 ounces of that, 1 ounce of Kahlua. I guess I don't really have to talk about Kahlua too much, but it's a rum infused, well, I don't know if it's infused, but it's a rum and coffee liqueur. So if you've ever had anything if you ever had a mudslide, you've had this. This is going to be then added to...
Or something in that family.
The mudslide family?
No, the Kahlua family.
Oh, yeah.
Usually they use Kahlua, but you could use any coffee
You can use any coffee liqueur you want. You can use Kapali. You can use, there's another one.
Campari, though, isn't that the maple syrup one?
I don't know. I would use that one. You can use Rumson's. That's what I was going to use. Also, we're going to do a half ounce of maraschino cherry juice. I never set my alarm. And we're going to do 1 maraschino cherry. So that's it.
You're getting a lot of people answering your
look at all.
in the
there they are. Everybody's...
I won't say it because it'll just ruin it.
Everybody's saying what the answer is. So now it's your turn. Alright, and don't go to the live stream to watch the thing and see the answers. That's not fair. So we're going to just serve this over ice. I don't need to shake anything. Alright. What happened there? Alright. There. A couple pieces of ice. Maybe we'll need a third one as it starts to dilute a little bit. You know, I had a lot of people this week complaining about my ice usage on older videos, none of the new ones, and nobody that I ever see. But people seem to be lost, confused, and disoriented about the ice usage, telling oh, you don't need to shake and then strain it out. You can just pour your ice out. It's the same thing, blah, blah, blah. People are so lost, and they don't understand shaken versus stirred, and it's kind of annoying. Only because I feel like I say it enough, but I guess drive-by commenters don't see it. So, one thing you want to do is you want to make sure your ice is a little kind of settle and get that little wet sheen on it. Then you can shake it off because you don't want to have the extra water. But if you don't do that, the ice isn't going to, it's not going to do its job correctly. Because when you start pouring this over this, it's just too cold. Now this is giving it a little chance to melt down, and they now fit in place. Now the beauty here is they're so big, the surface area is actually smaller. If I break that up into tiny pieces, a lot more surface area, gets cold really quick, and it will stay that way. So really, if you add a lot of ice to a drink and it gets cold, as long as it can maintain the coldness, it's not going to continue to dilute indefinitely. It's going to slow down, so you're not going to have as much water. So you'll have an initial rush of water, which brings out a lot of the aroma. But it's not going to just because you use crushed ice doesn't mean it just disappears. That's not how that works. If anybody's had a julep, they can attest to that. And then when you're using a copper mug, you use the handle so you don't melt it with your hands. If I do this a lot, it's going to start to transfer the cold to my fingers, and you're going to start melting your ice faster. So, you should use ice. It doesn't make you more of a man if you say, I don't drink that with ice because I'm a man. No, you're just a stupid. Don't be stupid.
Just a stupid?
Yeah. And now, for maraschino cherries, I'm happy to say that we have these at awesomedrinks.com again. They were gone for a while. This is the most popular, the Luxardo maraschino cherry is or maraschino, however you want to say it, is the most popular cherry for craft cocktail creators. And it's super sugary, and it's crazy. Now we have bourbon cherries. Yeah, I need the juice. We have bourbon cherries. We're going to do a half ounce of cherry juice in here. With the cherry bourbon and the cherry, there's a theme. But this is what everybody picks. We have bourbon cherries, which are awesome, and they will work fine in this if you want to get some Jack Rudy bourbon cherries. We also have Tillman Farms makes some nice cherries that are just organic and non-bleached and whatnot. They don't taste like these. These are just super sweet and kind of what people have come to expect. So if you're looking for an alternative to the Luxardo cherry, because Luxardo cherries are not cheap, and if you're looking for an alternative, you will not find one. I don't know why. I feel like if somebody can unlock whatever it is that these guys do, then they would win. I guess they'd only win if they can make it cheaper.
Yeah. Because
from what I understand, talking to people in the biz, is that Luxardo's not making a killing. This is the most obnoxious mint ever. They're not making a killing off the Maraschino cherries.
I think you just put a bush into your cocktail.
I did. It's freaking awesome. Normally, if it was a small sprig, you give it a little slap to wake it up. You get some of that mint coming out of there. But I decided rather than...
to go with the whole plant.
Right. Rather than worry about... I went with the surface area technique. The more surface area, the more smell. And it looks like there's a tree growing in my drink.
Yeah, it does.
You'll never see this at the bar. Mint and...
Because they'd be fired for using the entire thing of garnish in one drink.
That's why I'm not a bartender. I would be fired nearly immediately.
Well, we have more up there.
And
I think by this point, you could probably say it's free.
Mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's free. But only this time. It doesn't... The beginning of the season, it's not so... There's nothing there. But it grows hard and it grows strong.
Yeah.
It's like a mint porn. This drink is both sweet and kick you in the face. There are, and I repeat, I'm not going to repeat it. There's no sour in here. So there's no sour. There's no counterbalance. There's Red Stag, which when you're talking black cherry bourbon, it's going to be a little sweeter, but it's also got alcohol in it, 40%. So it's still not, it's not weak. It's not like a liqueur. So you're going to get that driving, bright, like, flavor that's going to have that cherry infusion to it. But then you use Kahlua. Kahlua, for something that's coffee and rum, has a lot of freaking sugar in it. Like, there's a sugary drink, a sugary spirit, sugary liqueur. Liqueurs tend to have more sugar. That's kind of part of their thing.
The liqueur.
If it's an herbal liqueur, it doesn't have as much sweetness. Most other liqueurs are sugar-fied something or other, or like based peach. On a fruit. Yeah, well, then there's a schnapps, which is that's like a liqueur with more sugar in it.
Yeah.
So this is sweet. Not as sweet as the flavored ones. Peppermint, pumpkin.
Oh, those are so good.
All the other good ones, they're good for a reason. Because humans love sugar. If they didn't, there would be no need for exercise videos. The people in the exercise world would get nowhere if it wasn't for folks like Kahlua to make sure that we get nice and round and need to work it off. This drink is sweet. It's got sweet cherry that doesn't taste like a Jolly Rancher or a cherry candy. Not that type of sweet. Unless you're talking about a Jolly Rancher that had 2 boxing gloves and punched you repeatedly in the crotch or the neck. I got punched in the neck the other day, or it hurts. Feels like that, like somebody just went whack right in your throat. It's just very strikingly strong. The smell with the mint and the cherry, you're like, oh, this is lovely. Oh, it smells like candy in my face. And you take that sip. It's the 4th second. That's when it starts to dry out on your tongue. The sweetness and your little sweet buds and stuff are like, woohoo, woo! And then all of a sudden, boom, you get hit by that alcohol. It does get a little easier as you sip. So you got that going for you. By the end, you're going to have this like sickly sweet stomach and be mildly buzzed. Get you where you want.
Could work.
Yeah. So that's the Bates Motel. Thank you, Marcia, for the cocktail that allowed me to let my spirits rise with mint. And then when you're done, you can just suck right on it. And I even washed this off because my dog likes to pee on mint. Does your dog like to pee on your mint? It's not a very good question today. We got any good questions today? Yes, it's blurry on 240p. I can't really do anything for you on that. Let's see. 50 good questions. Let's ask some questions here. Oh, okay. That's kind of good. I'll do the first one. Do you have a nickname? And you can't use your handle for YouTube. That doesn't count as it. Unless I guess that could be your nickname. My nickname is Derrick. I don't really think I have one. My son's nickname is Dirty Little Lammy Face.
DLL.
DLL.
Our daughter's Nation.
My daughter's Nation. Not Brianna, it's Nation. I don't know where we came up with these names. They got shortened over time and boom, nickname. So what's your nickname?
Or just a shortened word like Jen.
Ian is. Oh, you can't get any shorter than Ian.
Ian.
Curd. Well, that's his nickname. His name's Curd. Yeah. So we call him Curd. He didn't ask for the nickname. That was actually from my daughter.
No, Liam.
My son came up with that nickname, and it stuck because it's funny.
No, that's what he thought we were calling him. He's like, what's his name?
Oh, he thought his name was Curd?
Oh, I thought you were saying Curd.
Yeah, so his name, it became funny, and then he would only call him Curd. Don also co-hosted the show in the past. His nickname's been DJ. Everybody seems to have
Well, yeah, and his father's name's Don. And, like, his uncle's name is Don, isn't it? Like,
yeah, everybody so he had to have a nickname, because he's Don the Third, Joseph, Don, whatever.
Joseph Don the Third.
Yeah, something to do with the third. So this, you've got way too many people in your family. I think my father used to just call me Shithead. Or Shitheels. That was the other one.
Heels?
Shitheels, yeah.
Okay.
My dad always comes up with weird names. Usually only when he's angry at you. So, what is your nickname? And then, what is your pet peeve? Like, what just drives you crazy? It must be something. Like, people shows that ramble on for 10 plus minutes.
Anytime anybody makes a noise with their mouth.
Anytime anybody makes a noise with their mouth?
Or, like... noises like that drive me
just
nuts.
Slapping noises?
Yeah.
Do they have to be eating? Or is it just in general?
Like Liam was doing something the other day. I'm like, knock it off! Yeah, that would drive me nuts.
Only if you go up to your ear while you're sitting on TV, watching TV going...
No, it would still drive me nuts.
I can see that. That would only bother me after excessive use. I don't like when... my biggest pet peeve right now, and I guess my peeves change. Right now, I have a real frustration with people that just drive slow in the fast lane. That drives me... Because I drive pretty much all day, and it's like, it happens. And you can tail them, you can flip your lights, you can yell and wave your hands. I've seen people do I've seen people go like this between... Doesn't matter. But you can pass them and then jump and cut them off. Nothing. And poof, they're just... That's it. 65. I'm at the speed limit. And you're like, dude, if I want to speed, then just get out of my way. I'll take my risks. That's all I'm asking. So that's my pet peeve.
Another pet peeve is do the speed limit. I've been on 111 like about 10 times and been doing like 30 when the speed limit is 50.
I've been on a 50, doing a 30 and 55. That's quite frustrating.
Yes.
So the speed limit is really where you start. That's the way I look at it. It's the starting. That's where you go.
You can easily go 10 over that and not get pulled over.
You start at 10 over. You go to 5 if there's a cop in the area. And then you go to 15. That's usually where you hang out. You can go to 20, but only on the highway if you're in a rush. That's my pet peeves. So that's it. What's your pet peeve? Answer the question. You should be typing the question right now, because the show's over now. So you should be doing that. You're not going to have anything else happening.
Conrad has the same pet peeve as me.
Conrad, what, the mouth thing?
That damn lip smacking and slurping soup sound pisses me off.
Fork scratching on dishes. That doesn't happen a lot. Like, I don't see people going... Like,
scrape it across their teeth while they're eating. Yeah, that's kind of annoying too. When you fork and you kind of like scrape it on your teeth when you're eating.
Who scrapes their fork on their teeth?
You haven't heard people do that? I've heard people do that.
No. Oh, people biting fork. I bit a fork once. That hurts. Question: can you make water droplet sound effects with your mouth?
Licking your cheek.
That bloop bloop sound. Can you do that with your mouth? Oh, yeah. Or your... Yeah, I can't.
My grandfather could do that.
Yeah, I don't have that ability, but I've never trained on it either. I'm sure if I wanted to train on it, I'd be a fucking master. That's it. We've wasted your time enough today. Go make yourself a drink. It's called the Bates Motel. Get yourself some mint. Get yourself some wide old fashioned glass at awesomedrinks.com. And while you're there, these are probably in the 16, 17 range. You're getting closer to that $50 free shipping thing for those in the United States. So, boom. Throw a couple of those in there. You'll have maraschino cherries for at least a couple months. If you eat them by themselves, you will get a sugar rush, and you'll keep doing it. It's like eating Lay's potato chips. Don't put them in cocktails because they're too damn tasty. All right, I'm going to give that to Jennifer. She's going to go fish out the cherry and eat it. We're done. We're teaching how to drink. Now, because you put that oil around it and you express it in there, you get this really sweet lime smell to it. That reminds me more of a caipirinha. Like it has that caipirinha lime smell, which is really nice.